Yo, what's up? What's up? I know it's been a little bit. I just kind of wanted to talk about like how I've been feeling about the game and you know, like if I've been like really wanting to play this. I've been kind of debating, you know what I mean? Cuz you know, as much as I think this game is like some of the things that this game has is really cool, I think there's so many cons or there's so many things I don't like about this game. Um you know what I mean? I just feel like because of that it just kind of kills my mood to really play more and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that I think that this game does that is pretty cool, right? For example, instead of having a party of four, excuse my cat, instead of having a party of four, there's a party of six. I think that's really, really cool. Um, I really like the idea of having six players instead of four for dungeons, stuff like that, and just in parties in general. I really like that idea. I think the art in this game looks really cool. I think like I think there's a lot of really, really, really cool ideas are in this game and really cool like architecture and all that stuff. And I think the art is nice. I think the armor looks really good. Like this one for example, I got some Death's Abyss and like the gloves and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And I just feel like this world, the world that Throne Liberty is in, is very beautiful, and I really like it. Um, but I mean, in terms of like everything else, I just feel like there's way too many cons. There's way too many cons. There's way too many, too many things that I don't like much in MMO. This is probably just me mostly speaking about like. It's just based about like how I feel because when I play MMORPGs, I don't really care for PvP, and this game forces a lot of PvP on you. You know what I mean? For example, I was actually just trying to do my contracts, and then the Runes Train, this event forced me into PvP where I joined the blue team and the red team, and I just got killed. It's like I'm not trying to do that. Like I'm just trying to do my contracts. I don't really care about anything else, right? Especially since my build is also PvE focused. I don't really care about PvP, right? But this game keeps forcing and forcing and forcing, just basically like forcing down PvP down your throat when like you don't want it. Like I know there are probably a good amount of players that don't want PvP in this game, right? Um, you know what I mean? I think that's like I just think that is such a big mistake forcing so much PvP in like really important areas, right? Like these open world dungeons. It's so rough, man. Like it's so rough, dude. Like why? Why are you forcing PvP in every single dungeon, dude? Like can we like you know what I mean? Can we get like where maybe some dungeons are hostile and then other ones aren't? Like just to like take it down a notch, you know what I mean? Um Also don't like some of the conditional stuff. Like for example, Sanctum of Desire, right? You go here, it only opens up when it rains, right? And you know what? Conditional stuff is interesting, but I think when some people have to wait like an hour, 2 hours, or some shit like that just for this dungeon to open, when this is one of the newest dungeons, that's so lame. Like I think that's so lame. And then if it becomes nighttime, you die, and it's not raining, you can't come back in anymore. I think that's such a turnoff. I think that's not a way how you can like. I just think that's not a good way to like to use like these environmental things in order for things to turn on. I think it's a cool concept. I just think they missed the mark on this, right? I think one that they do better, which is nice, is when you ride the Leviathan, or not the Leviathan, Gigantry, you can come over here. He flies you over there, close to there, so you can get to the waypoint. I think that's fine. Now, the downside of this one is you can only teleport here during the daytime, right? But I think that's a cool conditional one, even though you do have to wait a while. But I think it's like it doesn't like screw you over as much as the Sanctum of Desire, right? And, and it's like I really like the whale. I think the flying whale is so cool and stuff like that, and I think it's so cool seeing so many people on it, and then like people making this jump and everyone to come over here. I think that's cool and all, but it's just like there's not enough of that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, the forced PvP at nighttime in these dungeons, the the Desire Sanctum having it only opens when it rains. So like, if you don't even know when it's gonna rain, like I don't know, like we don't even have one like a weather checker thing on here. Like I don't know how you can check. Like I don't know how you can check through here but you have to go through like a third party like website to check that. Like I have one here, I think. Yeah, I have one like here, right? And it tells you the rain schedule and all that stuff. But it's like I don't know, like I don't really like that. Just to go inside one of these dungeons, and it's just like I don't know. Maybe it's just me ranting and just me having issues. I'm sure there are players that don't really care, but I mean, I just think that the fact that we're limited so bad by these kinds of things, like I just feel like it's such a shame because I feel like this game has really cool stuff in there. You know what I mean? Especially for a Korean MMO, it does things really cool. Some things really cool. For example, actually having drops, and like these drops are really cool and stuff like that, right? I like how we can like mix things up, right? I'm 2700 combat power, you know what I mean? And that's cool, and that's with me not really. I don't really look at that much stuff. I just kind of go with the flow, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not doing the most optimal thing, but you know, when I play MMORPGs, I like kind of just doing my own thing. I don't really like looking at like, oh, guide on how to play a warrior, guide on how to play this. Like I'll watch guides on how to do the boss fights, but that's only because the Korean MMOs are like that, where it's like, oh, if you don't, we're just gonna kick you, or everyone's just gonna leave if you don't know the mechanics. Like no one wants to sit down and actually learn mechanics anymore. I think that's also a big issue that I have with these MMOs, right? These Korean MMOs too, because Throne of Liberty came out for Korea like almost a year ago, right? So everything's already solved. Everyone already knows. People already know the mechanics that we do right now. Everyone already knows what's the best, what's the most efficient way. You know what I mean? It's so sweaty. It's like people forget to just sit down and have a good time playing MMORPGs, right? You know, an MMO is supposed to be like a fantasy world where you just kind of do whatever you want, right? But it's just really sad that because this game already released for Korea, we are just following what they're doing, and because it wasn't a global release, everyone just already knows what to do. Everyone's following so many guides on how to build their character, how to upgrade their stuff, and all of a sudden, yeah, I get that some people are like that, and that's fine. But I mean, it's just I don't like that personally. Like I like the idea of exploring the game. You know what I mean? Really exploring the game, really having a good time. You know what I mean? And it's like the only real MMO I had the chance to do that with was Albion Online back in the day when I played it during the open beta, and then further on when I played a little bit once it's released. But the game changed so much that I didn't really enjoy it that much either. But Albion Online, when I was playing during the open beta, was like no one knew what they were doing. It was really fun and all that stuff. But that game also had forced PvP. The game had the same issues that this game does, right? There was also like forced. I don't like that we're forced to join guilds because I think that there are a lot of people that like to play solo, and I'm one of them. I like to play solo. Obviously, if my friends get on, I'm down to play with them too. But I mean, at the moment, I've just been playing solo, right? And it just feels like, as a solo player, it feels so bad, especially because people just zerg you in this game, right? There's been a couple times where I just get gangbanged at nighttime because like I'm like trying to farm in a dungeon or I'm trying to get out, and then bam, you know what I mean? Like 3 people hit me, 4 people, 5 people hit me, and then you just die. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily equipped to fight that many people by yourself or anything. It's just like I don't really care for PvP too, so it's like I always have a PvE set on, right? And it's one of those things where it's like this forced PvP stuff in MMOs is just not it. Like you can have some areas that are forced PvP, I feel like, but you need to have have it to where it's a mix of both. If you really want to have forced PvP, then you can't have every single dungeon at nighttime become forced PvP. You need to have some that aren't and some that are, right? If you want to quench people's thirst like that. But this game also has like other things, like, right? There's like guild wars and all that stuff, and then there's like the 3v3s, right? And you know what? That's cool. That's cool, right? But you don't need to force so much PvP down our throats in these games. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you disagree. I don't know. That's just how I feel personally. I think the auction house is kind of fucked right now. I don't understand like the item drops, like how I don't know how rare it is for. I'm just gonna guess it's super rare for these things to to drop as like tradable, because like I did get something from the oh geez, I got something from, was it Morokai? I got the gloves, the epic gloves from Morokai. Let me see if I can show you. Right here. So I got these gloves from Morokai, but they are not tradable. I don't know how to make them tradable. Is it through lithographs? I don't really know. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really care. I didn't use the auction house that much. I probably only made around like 5k lucents or something. I wasn't focusing too much on that. I was just kind of focusing on, like, you know what I mean, like just running dungeons and learning mechanics and then trying things out with my build and character. You know what I mean? I had a lot of fun with this character. Don't get me wrong. I have what, 139, 140 hours, right? I had a lot of fun. I really did. I just think that this game misses the mark on like a lot of things that I feel like MMOs should have. Like I said, having a balance. I really don't like this like leveling up stuff. Like level 9, level 9, level 9. I don't mind the traits as much, but I do think traits is kind of annoying. Because traits kind of reminds me of like enchanting, like in a while, you know what I mean? We get like extra stats, but traits are like, it reminds me of also like gachas on mobiles where you need to get replicates in order to make that character stronger, which I don't like too. I just don't understand why we can't just, why can't like Korean MMO just make a game where it's like, oh, you got a really rare weapon or a really rare chest piece. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that's a really good weapon, and then you don't need to get you don't need to get duplicates and all that stuff. I understand why they do it. It's kind of like a predatory thing where it's like, oh, it forces you to play the game way more and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just not it for me, man. I'm kind of tired of it. This is the reason why I stopped playing Lost Ark 2. Well, Lost Ark didn't have drops, but Lost Ark just had that leveling system. I hated that. You know what I mean? And I don't like having the leveling thing here too. I think it's so lame. Like I don't know why we can't just have like normal stuff. Just have like rare stuff that drops. You know what I mean? Rare stuff. Like I don't really enjoy it that much with the level system for gears and then the trait system. I understand the trait system. I understand the level system, but I'm just not a big fan of it. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Like I said this earlier, but I don't like that we're forced to join guilds. Or I've probably been invited by like 20 different guilds. I don't know, dude. I really like the gear though. I think the armor looks really cool. The capes looks cool. I think the weapons look. I mean, my weapon doesn't look that cool, but like my weapon kind of looks whatever. You know what I mean? Don't mind my cat again. Sorry, he's yapping just like me. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, dude, I don't know, dude. The dungeon queues are so long too, man. Like, who wants to wait like an hour and a half to do a dungeon, bro? I don't want to wait that long, and I've waited a lot long before. But it's like, I waited that long to do Temple of Slaughter, and then we failed the dungeon, and then everyone left after the second try. I was like, bro, I never want to run I never want to run this dungeon again. You know what I mean? So I didn't even get to learn the mechanics of that dungeon because guess what? I waited an hour and a half. We probably took like 15, 20 minutes inside the dungeon, and then we just instantly leave. Like they just rage quit, and it's like, okay, so now we never get to play the game. Like we never, you know what I mean? I think the dungeon queue is a big issue. You know what I mean? It's really annoying. I don't know why Korean MMOs have this like really bad thing about them where it's like if you don't know the boss mechanics, they'll just leave after like 2 tries, after like 2 attempts or something like that. Like I find that really, really annoying. I'm not a fan of that, and I really think that needs to go away. You know what I mean? One sec. Just like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of issues that this game has I don't like. I think the little mini pets are kind of whatever. I don't mind that. I think the schedule for these things is really cool. I think the world bosses, the overworld bosses, I think those are cool and you get to choose. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's fine. I like the Sawardoma Island, how to get there and like all that. I think this is pretty cool. I'm not much of a fan of the of desire of Sanctum of Desire though. Obviously, I've already stated that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just ranting too much. I don't know. You know what I mean? Also, I don't like that there's a stigma behind like weapon. Like I don't like the stigma behind behind like weapon combos. Like, dude, I had this one group that said, "Bro, you're a tank." I'm like, "I'm not a tank, bro." But they're like, "Dude, I've only seen Greatsword and Sword Shield be tanks." But I'm like, "I'm not, bro. Like, I swear to God, I'm not a tank." I think that's lame because isn't the whole idea of choosing whatever weapon you want that you think is cool is the whole idea of this game? You're not supposed to have these stereotypes of, "Oh yeah, dude, this guy's Sword and Shield and Greatsword, he's guaranteed tank." Like I'm not guaranteed. I'm not, I'm not though. Everything here is DPS, bro. DPS and then some sustain. Okay, this is the only thing that's kind of tanky, but that's it. Like, bro, I don't like the stereotypes that they add. And like, oh, I've heard some people say like some people complain like some guy was like staffed in wand or something like that, and then they thought he was a healer when he wasn't, and then people kicked him. I'm like, that's so fucked up. Like, actually, excuse my language, but like, Jesus, man, why is it like that? I've also noticed that when I try joining party boards, I get people will like ask for a DPS, and then I ask to join, and then I get like they don't hit me up, and I'm like, is this because of my weapon combos? Because I just thought the Sword and Shield was cool. That's the only reason I went for Sword and Shield. I thought the Sword and Shield was cool. It looked cool. You know what I mean? I'm a melee kind of player when I play games, right? I'm generally like melee 99% of the time. So I just thought that Sword and Shield was cool. And obviously I'm gonna go Greatsword because Greatsword's cool. Like if they had more weapon combos, I would have been like a two-handed axe. I would have been Greatsword and two-handed axe. I swear to God, right? But because they don't have those weapon combos out, like what am I supposed to do? I don't want to play any. I don't want to play any of the other weapon types. I think the Sword and Shield is really cool. But yeah, I think some of the controls are a little bit wonky in this game, but you can get over that like through experience playing the game and over time. You know what I mean? So I don't find that much of a big of a deal. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's gonna be it for me for this game though. Like, you know, I had my time with this game. I had fun with it. But I just can't see myself playing like that much more. Like even if I wasn't to quit, I could only see myself playing like another week. You know what I mean? Like another week. If we really want to stretch it out, maybe 2 weeks. But that last week, I would probably be so bored out of my mind. I don't know though. I just feel like I just feel like this game just doesn't interest me anymore. Even though, you know, I've made some videos and, you know, they were cool and all, and I really enjoyed it. But I think I'm just gonna play other things until Path of Exile 2 releases, because that's what I'm really waiting for. Path of Exile 2 comes out on the November 15th. I think it's beta, I think. But you get to play it until like the release of Path of Exile 2 in 2025 or something like that. So I'm kind of just waiting for that. So I got like a month left. So I don't know. I might just play other. I'll probably just play other games as I wait. It's kind of a sudden that I'm just like all of a sudden quitting. But I really just I can't find the motivation to really keep going hard like I did when I was playing like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? I was low-key addicted before, but now it's just kind of calmed down. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Throne of Liberty journey, bro. I hope I was able to help those of you who needed it for like the guide, like the dungeon guides and all that stuff, and the obviously the OP tech combo that I found pretty early on. But I'm pretty sure people knew before, but I mean that's just when I figured it out. But anyways, guys, yo, thanks for hanging out with me. Next time you guys see me, it's either I'll probably be playing a different game, or any of that. If you guys want to hang out with me, I'll stream sometimes on Twitch. My name's the same. It's the same user as this one, so it should be Forgive Me Lord 25 on Twitch. But yeah, guys, yo, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll I know I said that 3 times. My bad. All right, peace out, guys. I'm out.